Hello everyone, White Witch 110 here. Blessed Samhain, Blessed Seven. Happy Halloween. Oh, my throat. I will be doing the draw this evening, but I thought I would start out with a story first. Their desire for the paranormal ran through their veins. The historical haunted locations seeped into their skin. Their appetites were never fully quenched. There was always the drive for more. You could comfortably state Mia and Noah lived for the experience. They met on an investigation with a popular group. You could say their eyes met across a crowded room. From that night on, they had been together. A month ago, they moved in. They had searched through a local paper for the right place, somewhere that spoke to both of them. Noah had learned through a friend that a mansion downtown had an apartment for rent. Noah knew the house. He had passed it many times, meeting friends at a bus stop. He had always been fascinated by its mere size, but he wanted to see behind the exterior walls. Mia had seen the house on a couple of occasions. She had the identical reaction. Mia was curious as to what was within those dark exterior walls. They were like kids in a candy store stepping inside for the first time. The creak of the stairs as they ascended them made them smile and Mia giggle. The familiar smell of an old home permeated the air. This was all part of the charm of an old house. Almost immediately, Mia began experiencing memory flashes that weren't her own. She shared this with Noah right away. He was concerned, but she assured him it was fine. Mia began a journal with the first experience. These flashes had happened to her in the past while investigating. Noah felt an excitement rise within him. He felt closer than he ever had to the haunted past. Mia kept the journal in view on the kitchen table. It was a comfortable place to write. Entry 1. Upon entering the home, flashes of memories rapidly came to me. I saw children and adults by a Christmas tree, people passing each other on the stairs, lots of laughter and hugs. The flashes never lasted long. They were so quick you couldn't time them. As they settled on the second-floor apartment, the comfort level was like your favorite blanket. The warmth spread throughout the rooms. Funny thing to say, but I feel I'm home, Noah told Mia. I've had the same feeling, she admitted. As the month progressed, the two other tenants moved out, leaving the entire house to Noah and Mia. They had been long-term tenants, so the couple was interested as to why they left. Neither them nor the landlord would say why. Of course, it wasn't their business. Noah requested to see the other two apartments on the contemplation of changing floors. The landlord entrusted them with the keys. The basement was off limits. Nothing but maintenance equipment and paint, he said. They took his word as gospel. Entry 2. First floor kitchen. Flashes of cooking a meal, steaming pots, and lots of chatter. Someone going to the basement for preserves. Lots of walking in the hallway. I can hear the floorboards. This apartment didn't feel as settled. Noah and Mia glanced at each other, locking the door. On the top floor, as Noah opened the door, the unstable atmosphere wavered at the threshold. He immediately closed and locked it. To the right was another door. Noah tried each key on the ring to no avail. Mia grabbed hold of his arm. Entry 3. At the unknown door, a woman fighting to break free. There is a man forcing her up the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's dark but for a small window at the north end. The door closes with a slam. She sits on the bed, head in hands. Their apartment is a refuge from the balance of the house. Noah shared their experience with a like-minded co-worker. I'm telling you, Jeff, the place felt nothing like that when we moved in. Now we quickly make our way up the stairs to our place. Mia had flashes of a woman being taken to the attic against her will. Doesn't sound good, brother. Watch yourself. Remember protection. Use everyone you know. If I were you guys, I'd be looking for another place. But hey, that's just me. Noah respected Jeff and took his words to heart. While away from the house, leaving was an easy option. Though once he was home, the idea seemed ridiculous. Their apartment was cozy. Why should they move? In time, new tenants came and settled in. They appeared content with the spaces. Their demeanors continued to be pleasant. Both tenants, they had learned to smudge the apartments. Entry 4. I've been getting flashes while standing on the porch. Children laughing in costume. I assume it's Halloween. Brown paper bags are handed out by a lady of the house. Her husband stands in the doorway. Entry 5. The flash tonight was a pumpkin in pieces on the lawn, squirrels taking pieces to eat. A spot of hardened wax on the sidewalk kicked by a boot. During this time, paranormal investigations weren't even considered. They were living an investigation 24/7. I want to get into that attic, Mia informed Noah. What would our reason be? He needed one to attempt to get the key. 3 days later, Noah called the landlord. His excuse was they may consider using that space to live in. You're not happy with your apartment? He questioned. Yes, very happy, but we'd still be interested in seeing the potential. The landlord reluctantly agreed. They were model tenants, so why wouldn't he allow it? It was Saturday afternoon when they opened the attic. Noah's flashlight came in handy. He searched for the hanging light from the rafter. Pulling the chain, the space was flooded in light. The bed Mia seen in the flash memory was there against the wall of the roof. Entry 6. The woman was laying on the bed, food on a tray beside her. She is staring off into space. The house is silent. The woman felt beaten down. This is a sad space. Nothing threatening, Mia said. She went over and sat on the bed. Entry 7. The woman has a pencil and a notebook. She's writing in it. She hides it well when the man comes in. It's in a place he'd never look. She's walking to the window. Her feet are bare. In the ledge. She places the book in the ledge. Noah quickly makes his way to the window. Where? He glances back to Mia. Let me. Her fingers search the underside. The tiniest hole. I need your key. She popped it into the hole. With slight pressure, the board came loose and the notebook fell out. I don't know if I should take it. It doesn't feel right, yet I feel a sense of panic. He can't know what's here. Then sit on the bed and read it, Noah suggested. No, I can't do that. He'll come. He'll see it. He'll ask. We have to take it. I'll put it under my shirt. Make sure the board is secure before we leave. On the way down the few stairs, the door opened. There stood the landlord. So what do you think? The space is wonderful, but we'll stay put, Noah replied. Did you find anything? He asked. A bed. I suppose it was for the servants. Mia did not skip a beat. I guess. I don't know the history. The house was for sale, so I bought it. I hate to see old homes demolished. Mia felt uncomfortable, so she excused herself. Woman stuff, Noah told him. Oh. The landlord moved his head in understanding. Safe inside the apartment, Mia removed the notebook from under her shirt. She sat on the bed, flipping through the pages. It looked to be a journal similar to hers. Day 1. Horace has locked me in this horrible attic. Thank goodness it's summer, but I'm terrified for the winter. He has brought me food, for which I am thankful. Mia flipped further ahead. Day 10. I'm growing tired of this treatment. My mind has attempted to formulate a plan to escape. I am nearing the end of my tether. What had she done to get away? Day 20. When he comes with my food, I'll do it then. I'll distract him enough to quickly slip by. Day 21. I am free. My plan worked. He is dead. Horace fell down the steps and broke his neck. The attending officer wanted details. They were curious as to the bed. I explained he would work late. So as not to disturb the household, he would stay in the attic. They inquired as to where our servants slept. I informed them the building out back. They took his body away. Horace was buried with his family. I am truly free for the first time since our marriage. This was not what Mia had anticipated. Horace must be the cause of the uncomfortable feelings in the house. Noah entered the room. He fell and broke his neck. Seeing the look on his face, Mia clarified. Horace, the man who I seen force her into the attic, he was her husband. She writes on the 21st day that she was free of him. It was an abusive marriage, Noah said. Yes, very much so. There are still many more pages to read, but it's all after his death. I'm hoping we can find another journal, she explained, so we can have a fuller picture. Now you're saying you don't feel comfortable with the landlord, but why? You haven't explained, Noah said. I can't explain it. There is something that isn't right. Mia became paranoid about the journal. She was sure he knew she had it. I don't feel comfortable leaving the book here on its own. We need to put it somewhere he can't put his hands on. How about work? Noah suggested. No, easy enough to break in, Mia pointed out. The bank? Was his second suggestion. Good idea. They have safety deposit boxes of different sizes. I want to make sure he doesn't follow us, she said. I think you're going a little too far. I doubt he would. But for the next few days, the couple watched the landlord's GM truck follow them. Why was he so interested in them suddenly? There were 2 other tenants. Then again, they didn't possess what they did. I feel much better now that it's at the bank, Mia told Noah. What's in that book? Noah wondered out loud. Well, I'm going to guess. Either way, it isn't good for him. If it has to do with his mother's side, it could be she lied to the police. Maybe she pushed him down the stairs. If it's his father's side, it could be anything. Maybe he swindled the money and she knew about it. I thought he said he just found the old house and bought it. I did some searching. The house belongs to his family. So either way, he wouldn't want this to get out. Do you suppose Spirit would talk to us? Noah asked. Hopefully. I'm just not sure about privacy in the house. I have this feeling he's placed cameras, Mia admitted. Mia will go ahead as if we see fit. If there are cameras, we'll know soon enough. That evening, they sat in the living room with the lights off. Only candlelight filled the room. Elma, are you here? Are you here with us? Mia asked out. Use this box on the table. We'll be able to hear you. The box came to life. Hello? Hello, Elma. It's good to hear you. Scared. Why are you scared? Mia asked. Norris. He's dead, Noah reminded her. Mia continued. Is he in the house? Yes. Mia contemplated her next question. Is he still dead? What do you mean, is he still dead? Of course he is. Noah was confused. No, came the answer. I'm confused, Noah said. Is he our landlord? Has Norris come back? Noah could not believe what he was hearing. The thought of reincarnation always fascinated him, but the possibility to have proof was something else altogether. Yes, landlord, came the answer that Mia expected, but stunned Noah. I knew it, Mia smiled. Remember, I told you he had changed. It all had to do with finding that journal. We have to find out what's in it, Noah said. Elma, is the truth in your journal? Yes. Must go. No further communication came from the box. It is in the pages we haven't read. She turned to Noah. They made plans the following day to visit the bank. Mia was sure the landlord would follow, if indeed cameras had been placed in the apartment. They were up early and first in line at the bank when it opened. They went directly to the security boxes. Do we sit here and read it, or do we take it with us? Noah inquired. Mia wasn't sure what they should do. It made sense to stay here, but she felt rushed. Taking it home, there was a chance Norris, the landlord, would show up. Your parents' place. We know for sure he can't go there, and there won't be any hidden cameras. Noah had a fabulous idea. Leaving the bank, he took note of the truck. You're right, there are cameras, or at least hidden microphones. I can't believe I'm saying these things. This is outrageous. He drove carefully to Mia's parents. Once inside their home, Mia explained the situation, omitting the ghost part. We'll keep watch and not open the door, her mother assured her. Mia skimmed through the unread pages until she found it. She began to read aloud. 2 years after our marriage, Norris changed. He was no longer the loving husband. He made good face when others were around, but in private, I became terrified of my own husband. I was unable to bear him children, which I believe is what caused him to snap. The truth must be told here. I would never blight his name. No matter what he has done to me. Mia took a breath, soaking in the information. The day he forced me up the steps to the attic, I believed my life was over. I thought sure he was leaving me to rot. Deep inside him somewhere was the man I loved. He had made sure to bring me nourishment at least twice a day. He brought me a bed with fine linens to sleep on. I don't see a problem so far, except he's locked her in the attic. Mia understood what Noah was saying. He made a reason for my absence. Everyone believed him. I had plenty to read. Norris brought me this book, which was his mistake. I knew where to hide it so he wouldn't find it. That morning of his accident, he had brought me breakfast. He spoke softly to me, but soon it changed. He flew into a rage, screaming at me, stating I was no good. He said I was no good to any man. Why had he married a woman who could never give him a child? Norris stepped forward and slapped my face, which caused me to fall to the floor. I stood back up and steadied myself. I was ready for the next blow, which came quickly. This sent me sprawling across the bed. That was when I noticed the piece of wood. It would fit in my hand. I picked it up, pretending to be struggling. With all my might, I brought my hand up, swinging, nor seen it coming towards him. I caught the side of his face. I remember the shock register. We began to wrestle, him pulling the stick from my hand. I realized I had to push him with all I had. That is when he went down the stairs. I thought sure he was gone. I turned my back to retrieve my book. I felt the force of his hand on my shoulder. I mustered what strength I had left, looked at him in the eyes, and pushed. The second one did him in. I stood in disbelief. When he didn't move, I knew he was gone. I can't take the chance of this book being found with me. I will hide it in the attic. The person who is meant to find it will come. My struggle will be known. Mia placed the book on her lap. Wow. So she did kill him. So if our landlord is Norse come back, why wouldn't he want people to know the truth? It would seem weak to die at the hands of a woman. Falling down the stairs is much more acceptable. What do we know now? Should we give the book to him? No. We'll take it back, but confront him tonight. The truck had gone. Mia's parents warned them to be vigilant. Pulling into the driveway, the truck was there. Looking to the second floor, the light was on. He was waiting for them. Noah placed the key in the lock. They climbed the wide stairs, hand in hand. Their apartment door was ajar. There was no reason to play surprised. You came for the book, Norse, Mia stated. Where is it? You have no right to it. He continued to sit on their sofa. Your wife feels otherwise. I suggest you leave. She stood her ground. I want that book. Where is it? His face reddened. Where you can't get it. Is it at that house? My dear, I can easily access it. No, it isn't in that house. Or here. Mia told him. I want that book. He raised his voice. Do you want to wake the others? Mia's voice remained calm. Give me the notebook. I will never allow it to be known a woman took my life. I would never be so weak. He lunged towards her, but Noah got in the way. Back off. He stood his ground. Step aside. No. Noah crossed his arms. Boy, you have no idea who you're dealing with. Norse took a step. Neither do you. Noah took a step. Mia stood watching. I've dealt with your kind before. The landlord laughed. I highly doubt it. Do you want to try me? Noah inquired. I want the book. He glared at Noah. You're not having it. What is so difficult to understand? The truth is already on its way out there. You're wasting your time as well as ours. I want you out of here by the end of tomorrow. His anger peaked. For what reason? Noah asked. Stealing. You can't be trusted. You've taken a family heirloom and refused to return it. Norse smiled. The police will want proof. You'll need to tell them where you kept it. You need to tell them what's inside. Matter of fact, they may take it and look through it. Noah had the upper hand. I hate you. Norse, Mia came forward. All she ever did was love you. It was her fault. It wasn't her fault she could not give you children. It was a defect from birth. Did you even consider the pain it gave her? The torture realizing she would never have her own family? No, You only thought of yourself and your standing. What is it? Maybe it's you who could not sire. What if it was you who could not sire a child? What would your reaction have been? What do you think she would have said? There was no answer. But she killed me. But you scared her. You abused her. You would have taken the steps she did. You would have never taken the steps she did unless she was pushed, unless she had no other choice. Mia had hit a nerve. Nothing can be done now. The entire thing is history. People had already formed an opinion of you, and they weren't wrong. Sorry. Love her came through on the box. The landlord sat exhausted in the armchair. Then the male voice screamed, "Love her, sorry, so sorry, forgive." At that exact moment, two balls of light came from the opposite side of the room. They met in the middle, hovered for only a moment, then slowly dissolved into each other. Suddenly, the house felt warmer, lighter. They had reconciled in the afterlife. They were to spend eternity in a home they had loved. I hope you enjoyed that. Now we'll get ready for the draw. Okay, I'm going to be using my little, my little pumpkin here. Move this guy back, pumpkin head. So I have Haunted Ramblings. I have Bone Daddy 2. I have Tammy Stegall. I hope I said your last name right, Tammy. I'm terrible at that. Our LMR Collins, 1966. And we have Tina's vlog. Thank you all for participating. So everybody's in there. We shall shake it around. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Okay. I'm not looking. And I have one. And it is Haunted Ramblings. What do you know? Laura, there you go. This will be coming to you, my dear. Now, I'm going to keep the other names for... I have a feeling I have another book I may have as a duplicate. So if I do, the other names are still in here, as you can see. And I will make the draw if I can find the double. Thank you for joining me on this Halloween evening. To my subscribers, thank you very much. You're a part of my family. Anyone new coming through, please check out my other videos. If you find something that you like, give it a thumbs up, drop me a comment, share it out. That's always appreciated. While you're here, consider becoming a subscriber. And if you do, remember to click that notification bell so that you'll know the next time that I upload. And until the next time, have a blessed evening and ciao for now.